This is going to be another stock chart analysis video and ito yung 10 stocks na i-review ko for today. So as usual, punta muna tayo sa PSEI para sa overall market conditions. So ito yung mga range na na-plot ko since the last stock chart analysis video. So this red part represents yung high pa rin ng previous range, which is 6473, and the green arrow represents yung low ng range, which is 6204. So yung nangyari sa PSEI this past few days, nag-breakout siya sa range na to, and it was creating this tight consolidation, hovering above yung range. And definitely, this was a bullish signal kasi nasa taas na siya ng lahat ng MAs and kaka-breakout sa range. And nag-expect nga tayo na i-test niya itong 6592 na area kasi yan yung recent swing high niya. But unfortunately, nagkaroon ng bentahan and malaki-laki yung nangyaring sell down. Mapapansin niyo yung July 16, ang laki ng volume. So, biggest volume since the start of June. So, June at July, ito yung pinakamalaki niyang volume tapos sell down pa. So, gaya ng sabi ko before, if magkaroon ng bad sentiment, papasok lang din ulit sa range and it's possible na mag-support yung MA100. So, that's what's happening ngayon. Pero, kung meron pang bentahan na mangyari, then most likely, the bottom of the range is the next support. So, naapektuhan kasi yung PSEI, sa nangyari sa US markets. So, nagkaroon ng malakas na bentahan sa US markets, sa stocks nila. And nadamay, of course, yung PSEI. So, tingnan natin this coming trading week kung kaya niyang bawiin at bumalik siya sa taas ng range. Or patuloy lang ba na magkakaroon ng consolidation until that August 1 deadline regarding sa tariffs. So, we have less than 2 weeks, para makipag-negotiate. So, let's see kung anong mangyayari. So, unang stock that's up for the review, that's ABA. So, sa ABA, ito yung support talaga niya supposedly, yung 0.61. And as we can see, nag-support siya nung June 23. Pagkatapos, nagkaroon ng rally pero napigilan ng MA20, And for the past few days, nag-hover lang siya above dito sa 62 na price area. So, ito yung kinecreate niyang range, Nabutas niya twice nung July 10 and July 17 pero nagko-close pa rin naman above or at that point. Kaso lang nitong last trading day, 18 July, hindi na talaga kinaya and nahulog na talaga siya dun sa range na yun. And mukhang MA100, yung nagsilbing support. But looking at this overall picture niya, since June, it looks like may sinusunod siya na channel. So, ito. Mukhang ayun nga, So, nagkaroon na siya dito ng double top or triple top na resistance. So, mukhang sinusunod niya yung trend line niya sa taas. So, ibig sabihin, ang dapat gawin ng ABA is for it to break out sa trend line, Tapos mag-above ng 62 price level. Kasi, ayun yung resistance niya. Pag hindi siya nakalagpas dyan, pwedeng ma-hit niya lang dito, mag-resist yung trend line and 62 as well. So, may possibility pang bumaba siya. So, sa ngayon, ang pwedeng mag-act as support is MA100 pa rin and this area. So, yung 51 and 52 price area kasi yan yung support niya before. So, next up, SPNEX. So, maraming drawing dito because if you've been watching my past videos, alam niyo naman na meron akong position dito sa SPNEX. So, average price around 1.32. So, matagal niya nang nalagpasan yung trendline breakout niya dito, yung channel breakout, and yung swing high breakout niya sa 130. So, I think pwede ko na tong tanggalin. And focus na tayo sa current support niya, which is this area here, 1.39 to 140. Kasi ito yung 52-week high breakout niya. And kita naman natin na several instances siya nagkaroon ng support dito. So, for the past few days, tinatapik niya lang halos yung 1.54. Meron kasi tayong resistance dyan nung May 2023 pa, And it looks like nakapag-breakout na siya sa 1.54 finally. So, nakapag-close na siya sa 1.57 and even reaching the high of 1.58. So, looking at the left side of the chart, nasabi ko before na optimistic scenario na mahit pa niya yung 1.78 to 1.84. So, based on the structural and static resistances, ito yung next target. But with how the market is doing, posibleng maka-encounter siya ng selling sa price na to, not because of resistance resistances but because of profit taking. Kasi traders who already bought shares during May, up na sila ng 30% dyan, no? And around this area, 40%. So even before reaching the main target price, medyo mataas na yung mga kuha nila dyan. So baka maka-encounter ng profit taking kung hindi mag-improve yung market. But if all goes well, kaya nga nasabi ko optimistic scenario, pwede niyang maabot yung 1.78 to 1.84. So that's why ako din hindi pa ako nagbebenta kahit several times na siyang nag-resist kasi I'm planning to trend follow yung stock. So ang range na ngayon ng SPNEC is this area. So ako mas preferred ko na mag-consolidate pa siya ng matagal dito para mag-create ng bagong base before siya mag-breakout and before niya i-test. Kasi kung next trading week niya na kaagad abutin to, pro na siya sa profit taking kasi magiging parabolic yung itsura niya, no? Pataas lang. At least pag ganito, nagke-create ng bagong base, no? Ng bagong support. Tapos, sa taas pa. So, that's better. So, next up, Plus. So, I've talked about Plus several times already and sobrang laki lang kasi talaga ng volume ngayon. So, include ko ulit dito sa stock chart analysis. So, I've talked about this stock, I think, once sa pinaka-recent na stock chart analysis and I've also covered this sa comprehensive review, yung video ko talking about what's happening to the online gambling stocks, no? So, sa Plus, I mentioned before na nakikita ko talaga yung 39.50 along with 40.15 as a major resistance. So, ito nga yung naging basis niya ng peak simula nung nakabawi siya, no? Ever since July 4. And pagkatapos nun, pababa talaga siya ng pababa and nitong July 18 lang nakabawi, no? So, the reason why it made a support at hindi na nahulog is because of this support. So, 13.80. Ito siya. So, nag-bounce siya dyan and currently, ang possible resistances na tatamaan ng Plus is ito, no? Yung 23.90 and up to 24.60. So, both previous swing highs and high of a consolidation here. So, ibig sabihin dito siya pwede maka-encounter ng selling, no? And siguradong mataas na yung chance mag-profit take nito because 13.85, 61% and 70% up na dyan, no? Kahit yung mga nakuha dito sa taas, up na ng 20% eh. Sobrang gandang sentiment, no? Yung kakailanganin yan para makaabot ulit sa prices ng 39 to 40 and hanggat wala yun, I just see this price doing a bounce tapos benta lang and bounce ulit or consolidation, no? So sa mga ganitong stock kasi, you no longer see it as moving higher or uptrending na maganda at matagal pag naging ganito na yung move niya kasi sobrang dami nang nakalabas dyan and wala nang buying power yung karamihan, no? Lalo na kung may mga ipit pa sa taas. And without positive sentiment, mahirapan na talaga siyang makakuha ng enough buying pressure. So ito yung next level to watch at dito siya baka maka-encounter ng selling pressure. And then after that, ito ulit. So since previous support tayo dyan and resistance, so ayun yung possible na maka-encounter siya ng resistance. And kung magkaroon man ulit ng bentahan, so this is the next support around 12.74 kasi yan yung previous support niya din and swing low niya, no? So next up, Bloom. So sa Bloom halos not that much difference. Last time na napag-usapan natin to, ito yung naging support niya. So around 4. So ganun pa rin, no? Bale, double bottom na yung lumabas. And much like Plus, tumaas siya ng around 10%, no? Not that much. Pero kasi hindi rin naman siya nag-drop ng sobra compared sa Plus. Simula nung nakarecover siya at naabot niya tong price na 4.86, yung naging drop lang niya is around 20%. And ngayon, 8% na lang yung drop from the recent swing high. So sa Bloom, if magkaroon ulit ng bentahan, medyo malalim yung next support sa 3.35 na. So at current prices, it's a possibility na may 23% drop. And ang resistance na next nito is yung key area niya pa rin sa 5. So previous resistance kasi yan and then naging support before. So of course, resistance ulit. And syempre, the MA20 and MA50. So na-mention ko to last time sa previous stock chart analysis videos na ito yung nakikita kong range ng Bloom. So kung walang magandang sentiment, dito lang maglalaro tong stock na to. Magko-consolidate lang yan dyan. It's either mag-range or mag-create siya ng smaller consolidation inside ng box na to, no? So again, I don't see this reaching 6.50 sa ngayon, sa short term. Lalo na with all the negative sentiment surrounding these online gambling stocks, no? Wala pang kasiguraduhan kung ano ba talaga yung mangyayari. Some are still saying na may total ban, although I don't believe that will happen. But regulation talaga and wala pang clear na info kung ano yung gagawin sa regulation. So next stock, Web. So yung Web actually nag-rally to, but naka-encounter siya ng selling pressure, no? Dito sa 52-week high niya sa 3.53. So ayan, double top tayo. And ilang beses beses niyang trinay i-test, no? 3 times. But di nangyari. So, from the peak, nag-drop siya ng almost 29%, but negative 21% na lang ngayon, and nagkaroon din ng slight recovery, much like those other stocks. Pero compared pa rin sa June 10 na naging basehan natin, nag-up na siya ng 53%, and Plus and Bloom have even bigger losses, no? Yung Web yung unique kasi siya lang yung hindi nagkaroon ng losses during that time period. So, if you've watched yung video ko regarding sa what is happening to Plus, Bloom, and Web, so alam niyo naman na yung reason kung bakit, and as you can see, napuruhan talaga yung Plus and mas less yung damage sa Web at sa Bloom. So dito sa Web ngayon, it looks like nag-act as support, no? Yung 2.56, 2.50 na area. So for some reason, walang clear at valid na structure support dito, but since it already supported twice, no, we can consider this as the current swing low. So 2.50, 2.56. So much like Bloom, pwedeng mag-create siya ng consolidation dito, or maybe even here until the sentiment becomes okay for it to test ulit yung kanyang 52-week high sa 3.53. Pero parang kagaya din ng Bloom, no? Medyo mahirap pang maabot yun in the short term kung walang positive sentiment, since kahit malakas yung Web, syempre affected pa rin siya sa negative sentiment every time nagkakaroon ng bagong details at information towards the regulation surrounding the bills for online gambling. So ang ayaw nating mangyari dito sa Web is syempre mag-breakdown pa siya dito sa 250, because the next support is your MA50, and that's still a 18% drop, and your MA100, so 24% drop, and may convergence, no, sa structure support niya dito sa 2.12. So medyo malalim pag nagkaroon pa ng bentahan. But if maging neutral, no, this coming trading week, then I just see it consolidating somewhere below 3 na price area. So next up, FB. So San Miguel Food and Beverage. So I think this is the first time na na-review ko to sa stock chart analysis video. So bihira ako ma-review kasi kita nyo naman wala masyadong volume, no? Last time na nagkaroon siya ng malaking volume, December 17 pa. And this is actually a big cap stock or first liner, no? Nasa 300 plus yung kanyang market capitalization. So it's a very big company. So San Miguel Food and Beverage, it's been consolidating since October. So ito talaga yung kanyang range. Kasi ito yung kanyang swing high ng range na yon, and ito yung kanyang swing low. But if we're going to look kung saan yung bulk ng prices, we can see na hanggang dito lang, no? Kasi 4 to 5 days lang naman siyang lumagpas sa range na to. So the bulk of the market players who went into this stock, ito yung price nila, no? Between 50 to 54 to 54.50 na price. So the reason why nagko-consolidate, because as far as I can remember, yung FB kasi hindi naman talaga siya stock na tinitrade, kasi more on funda or investing play siya, because grabe magbigay ng dividends to, eh. Around 7, no, to 8% yung div yield niya every year. So most of the market players that buy into this stock ang habol dividends. So isipin nyo yung mga names na ganun yung priority ng market players, parang mga REIT stocks, yung mga high dividend na big caps, madalas talaga consolidation sila, no? You don't expect them moving pataas at sobrang volatile at magalaw kung wala namang positive sentiment. So that's the reason why nagkakaroon ng consolidation sa FB. And kung mapapansin nyo yung galaw niya, no, lagi na lang ganun. So ito rin, meron din siyang consolidation, no, since 2023. Malaking consolidation, and kung titingnan talaga natin sa bigger picture, no, masasabi natin na ito talaga yung buong move ng consolidation niya. So it's been consolidating ng sobrang laki pala since 2023. So sa ating mga traders, no, na short term to medium term traders, hindi okay yung galaw ng stock kasi na-consolidate lang siya, eh. Pero isipin mo, 'di ba? 8% na yield. So ibig sabihin for 2 years, 8% every year. So combined 16% na rin. And even bigger kung nire-invest mo yung mga dividends mo, no? Pero ibang usapan na yun kasi dividend play and investing play siya. So we're here to look at the technicals. So sa San Miguel Food and Beverage, although this is the main range, itong malaki na to, ito na kasi yung current range niya, no? And this tells us na ito yung posible niyang galawan na price. Kasi the bulk of the market players are here. So magiging optimistic ako dito sa FB na it can move higher if mag-breakout siya dito, kasi ito yung kanyang 52-week high, eh. itong price niya sa 57.30. So, need niyang malagpasan yan kasi pag nalagpasan yan, that means breakout na siya sa range and it can propel the stock to move higher, no, above 60. And the next resistance after that is itong area na to. So, around 63.80. So, meron minor resistance dyan. Pero hindi downtrend itong stock, talagang consolidation lang siya ng matagal kasi nga dividend play. And the reason why pala nag-resist siya dito sa 57.30 is because meron tayong previous support. So, naging resistance na lang. So, kitang-kita naman natin. Yun yung naging point ng selling ng karamihan last November. So, yun yung dapat gawin ito ng FB. Mag-close siya above 57.30 or above 58 para matry niyang i-test yung 63. Pero sa ngayon talaga, consolidation yung galaw niya. So, next up, Alter Energy. So, sa Alter Energy, last time I reviewed this, ito yung in-identify ko na support. So, 0.95. And merong one dito na dash line because that's the psych support, no? Since May, yan na yung support niya. And meron tayong line dito sa 106 and 107 kasi ito yung ginagawa niyang range, no? And last July 9, nag-breakout siya doon along with its swing high dito sa Feb 17. Unfortunately, nagkaroon ng bentahan. Prices even went back to 1.01. And ngayon, pasok na naman siya sa range. So, let's remove these lines and i-identify na talaga natin yung range ng Alter Energy. So, eto siya. So, this means price, naging steady siya, no, nung buong May to June. But somehow, nitong July, naging volatile siya. Pinitik nung July 9, pero nagkaroon ng bentahan and now it's back inside the range. So, that tells me na mukhang magko-consolidate pa ulit itong stock na to because market sentiment is bad. So, you don't expect it to move higher. Kasi nung nakaraan, ang ganda na nung market, nag-breakout siya, nabentahan pa, diba? So, ngayon na masama yung market, no, you don't expect na pag tumaas siya, maso-sustain niya. Mas mababa yung chance nun. So, I'm expecting this stock to consolidate or even try to go back sa 1 to 99 kasi yun naman yung major support niya. So, magko-consolidate lang din. Pero, syempre, pag nag-breakout siya dito sa 1.15 because ayan yung kanyang recent swing high, no? Then, it's a possibility na matest niya yung 1.22 and 1.24, no? So, despite market conditions, kung may magandang sentiment at malakas yung buying pressure, di ba? Pwedeng maabot yan because it's just a 14-15% gain. And magaan naman itong stock na to. It's a fourth liner, no? So, in a span of a few days, kung malakas yung sentiment, kaya naman niyang abutin. But I don't see that happening. Less chance lang. And dapat hindi na siya mag-breakout ng 95 kasi malalim-lalim yung next support. So, 0.80. So, at these prices, that's still a 24% drop. And very volatile tong stock na to. So, that can happen in a few days kapag sobrang pangit ng sentiment. So, next up, CPG. So, sa CPG, yung average price ko dito naging ng 0.7115 because dumagdag ako ng shares nung nakaraan and during this breakout nung July 18. So, there are two ranges here or two boxes kasi ito talaga yung main range niya, support at 0.61 and high sa 0.73. But for the past few weeks, no, magti 3 weeks na andito lang siya naglalaro sa price na 0.66 hanggang sa 0.71. So, ngayon, pwede ko na itong tanggalin because nag-breakout na siya sa range sa 0.73. So, that's a very clean breakout. So, ang ganda ng volume niya na for the past 2 days. And I think the catalyst for CPG is in-announce nila no, na yung SSS, yung fund ng SSS is actually nag-buy-in sa stock na to. So, I guess market players took that as a positive. Pero, nag-resist siya dito sa 0.75. So, previously kasi meron ditong resistance, no? So, ayan siya. Meron tayong resistance nung 2016 pa yan and another one dito sa 0.78. So, ibig sabihin, next week, ayan yung kailangan niyang i-test, 0.78. Pag nag-close siya dyan, then the next target is this double bottom support at around 91 price area. Unexpected move yung nangyari because I wasn't expecting na magbe-breakout siya. Lagi ko nga sinasabi na baka yung reason kung ba't hindi pa siya nagbe-breakout is because malapit na yung ex-date, no? So, expecting a 6% drop by July 24. So, most likely market players hindi papasok dyan, no? Because of the impending drop ng dahil sa dividends. Pero mukhang sobrang lakas na sentiment or catalyst yung announcement nga nung sa SSS. So, maraming napabuy-in and ang laki ng volume, no? But still, kahit naman nag-breakout yan dyan, it's still a possibility na magkaroon pa rin ng bentahan, no? Hindi ibig sabihin may catalyst tas nag-breakout. Zero chance na bumaba yung price. It's just that mataas yung chance na magpatuloy yung stock. So, at current price prices, no, kahit hindi siya mag-breakout sa 78, kahit dito lang siya sa 75, kung lalagyan natin ng 6% drop, andito pa rin siya sa previous range niya. So, ibig sabihin may maganda ng support dyan. So, previously kasi yung ina-identify natin as support nga is 0.63 to 0.64. Pero ngayon, at these prices, pag nag-drop siya ng 24, which is next trading week, wala masyadong problema kasi pasok ulit siya sa range, no? And nagmukha lang tuloy siyang nag-resist dito sa 75. So, kung magkaroon man ng drop at dito siya mapunta, pwede niyang gawin mag-consolidate lang ulit before niya i-test yung 78.78 na price area. And di na ako magugulat kasi ganun talaga yung galaw madalas ng CPG, no? Conso breakout. It's just that this time sumakto sa dividends. So, next stock. So, sa top line, kaka-breakout niya sa all-time high. Ito kasi yung previous range ng stock na to, no? So, nag-breakout siya nung July 16. So, grabe to from a peak of 1. So, psych resistance, no? Kasi ATH na wala nang structure resistance. Nag-drop siya ng 26%. Tapos from that 26%, tumaas pa yung stock ng 93. And ngayon, 58 na lang, nearing 59% kasi nagkakaroon ulit ng bentahan and profit taking. So, expected sa stock na ganito yung galaw, syempre ang dami ng gigil mag-profit take dyan kasi if you look at this consolidation, 0.35. So, sa prices na to, 190% na yung gains. So, may mga lumabas na dyan and then, kapag hindi pa sila nakapagbenta dyan, then ito, 270, no? Even reaching highs of 300%. So, most likely mapapabenta yan dyan. So, sa top, nakikita ko ngayon, ito yung kanyang consolidation. Potential area kung saan siya mag-consolidate. But very volatile yung stock kasi nga, sobrang taas na nung run-up niya, no? Prone sa profit taking. So, hindi ibig sabihin na nagkaroon siya ng peak before, tapos nagkaroon ng bentahan na bawi. No? Hindi ibig sabihin nun na ito, nagka-peak, tapos bumaba, ibig sabihin, babawiin niya ulit tas tataas. Hindi yun ganun and that's not how it works. Kapag magkakaroon ng malakas na sentiment and nag-a-align yung vision ng market players towards that sentiment, syempre pwede mangyari yun kapag nag-increase yung buying pressure. But if may lumabas na sentiment dyan and akala mo good, but the majority of market players don't believe in that sentiment or nakikita nila yun as a means para makapagbenta kasi maraming liquidity na papasok or marami pang buyers na bagong papasok at sila yung exit. So definitely hindi natataas yung price ng stock. So sa mga ganito kasing galaw, lalo na pag ATH, ang nagiging basehan mo na lang talaga dito ng future resistances niya is yung psychological resistances niya, no? So ibig sabihin from 1.44, the next psych resistance is 2. And aside from those psych resistances, no, is the pending profit taking ng mga market players. Kasi halimbawa, no, meron ulit mga market players na bumili around this area, kunwari lang in the coming days. So, range nila around 1.12 to 1.20. So, halimbawa, andito yung position nila, tapos tumaas yung stock, no? Let's say, ang target nga natin is 2, for example. Pero dito sa prices na 1.67, up na sila ng 43%. So, pag meron lang isa or dalawa, diba, or a number of market players na malaki yung hawak na stocks, nagbenta dito, pwedeng yung mga market players na nakabili dito masyado sa taas, around 1.44, mapabenta na sila kasi nakikita nilang lumalakas yung selling, 'di ba? So nagkakaroon ng domino effect, magkakaroon ng bentahan. So ganun na lang yung nagiging itsura niyan when it comes to stocks that are in ATH. You need to be able to look at bid and ask and analyze volume, no, para makikita mo kung selling pressure na ba yung nangyari for you to sell your position or see if you still need to hold at may pag-asa pa yung stock. Kasi wala nang structure resistances or static resistances na pagbabasihan kasi nga all-time high na yung stock, diba? So, again, this is me talking about yung perspective when it comes to trading and technical analysis, no? Ibang usapan na to kung hahaluan mo na ng funda, valuations, value investing, mga dividend play, etc. So, ayun lang. So, if maswerte kayo na nakakuha kayo ng position around this consolidation, no, hindi na masama kung magsisell kayo ng onte to lock in those profits, no, kasi hindi pwedeng full position ka tapos nakakita ka na ng malakas na selling, hawak mo pa rin lahat, diba? Isipin mo yung nangyari sa Plus, diba, sa Bloom, sa Double Dragon at sobrang dami pang ibang stocks na kapag hindi ka nag-profit take kahit papano, no, ang mangyari either masasayang lahat ng gains mo or magne-negative pa, and yun dapat yung iwasan nyo. So, last stock, GSMI. So, GSMI, itong stock na to, constant yung uptrend niya. As you can see, no, for the past few years talagang pataas yung stock na to. It's just that very illiquid and madalas siya nagko-consolidate, no? So, nagiging mabagal yung galaw. So, kung mapapansin nyo dito, may range tayo dyan. Nag-breakout yung stock, umabot lang ng 4% yung peak niya, tapos nagkaroon ulit ng consolidation. That's why from this breakout, nung December first week, up pa lang ng 8% yung stock. So, the reason for this is because yung galaw niya mala FB, no? Mala San Miguel Food and Beverage pa rin because dividend play talaga yung stock na to. Although smaller compared to FB, itong stock kasi na to around 80 yung kanyang market cap, no? So, less than 100 billion. So, close to first liner but more than a second liner lang. So, ayun yung range ng market capitalization nito. And kung mapapansin nyo, regular talaga silang nagbibigay ng dividends, no? So, ito nung March, 0.83, tapos 0.5, so around 1.3%. And then, meron agad nung April, 0.52 plus 0.87. So, ganun pa rin, halos 1.3, 1.4%, diba? So, for the past first half, nakabigay na siya ng 2.6%. And possibility, no, na magkaroon pa ng next dividends this coming second half. Kasi yung nagiging dividend yield nito ng GSMI, no, around 5% every year. So, again, kung nakikita kasi ng mga traders na ganito yung galaw niya, pag nagbe-breakout tapos nagko-consolidation, then you don't expect na papasukin siya ng karamihan ng mga traders kung gano'n yung galaw niya, kasi kung gagalaw siya na parang REIT, diba? Or mga big cap stocks na pinapasok lang because of dividend play. Ang pinagkaiba lang nito ng GSMI sa FB is that since medyo magaan siya, no, kapag nagkakaroon ng slight increase sa buying pressure at yung selling wala masyado, increments niya tumataas. Kaya it looks like nagkakaroon siya ng uptrend, no, despite mabagal yung galaw niya. So technically sa GSMI, ito yung nakikita kong range niya. So 80H kasi itong stock na to sa 308, and then low ng range ito. So ibig sabihin, pag nag-breakdown siya sa price na to, then the next support is ito, yung 265 kasi may support na dyan before, and even this kasi merong previous resistance. So ayan yung range ng next support. So this is a 7%, 8% drop. So pwedeng mangyari in a span of a few days kung pangit talaga yung sentiment ng stock. And of course, for this stock to move higher, kailangan niya mag-breakout sa price na to, 305.80. And pag ganyan, no, the resistance will most likely be based on the profit taking of previous market players, no. Pwede mag-create ng domino effect. And kung babasihan lang natin yung previous moves ng GSMI, no, most likely pag nag-breakout yan, dito lang din ulit yung consolidation. So if you're entering this stock or have entered this stock because of a dividend play, then I don't see any problem sa stock ngayon kasi nasa consolidation naman siya, and mapapaganda lang yan pag nag-breakout pa, no, kasi steady yung dividends tapos somehow nag-uptrend siya. Pero kung medyo mataas yung kuha mo, then most likely dividend play lang, and pwede pang ma-hold yung shares pag nag-consolidation, no. But as long as you're fine with that dividend play and okay lang naman sa'yo na may consolidation, then there's no problem with GSMI right now. Ayun lang iniiwasan natin, mag-breakdown siya dito. And pag nag-breakdown pa siya sa 264, then the next support ito na sa 2.45 kasi may previous support dyan. So ayun lang, that ends the stock chart analysis video for today. So kung meron kayong stocks na gustong mapag-usapan, you can just comment down below, and paste ko dito sa screen sa left and right yung mga previous stock chart analysis videos. So you can watch that and review to compare yung mga different stocks. So ayun lang, and thank you for watching this video.